Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, my dear tricksters, my dear friends, to a new episode of Charlatan Coaching in Valorant. If you didn't know already, I'm the all-time Radiant player in Valorant, reach the Radiant in every single season, every single act, big brain of Valorant community, yada yada yada. So today we're covering the topic of when to crouch in Valorant, when crouching is good and when crouching is bad in FPS video games. Now, crouching in general is good. Like, it is good to crouch peek the opponents, it is good like to outmaneuver your opponents by de-elevating your headshot position. So for example, like doing something like this is not bad, like to surprise your enemies, peek around the corner and try to kill them with a crouch peek. You will see me a lot when I take the operator. I will always do this type of a peek around the corners and then I will go back around that specific angle. Is that always needed? No, like you don't need to always engage the enemies with a crouch peek. You can also engage them by simply jiggle peeking the corner, shoulder peeking it, or maybe like wide swinging the angle and shooting the enemies like that. Now, when is the crouching really bad? What's up, Trickstos? Before this video starts, it would help me a lot if you hit that subscribe, leave a like and comment to be featured in the next one. Also turn on your notifications for some future content. Follow me on twitch.tv/charlatan for some daily live stream shenanigans, and join my official Discord server to become part of the big brain community, or simply to get coached in Valorant by moi. Other social medias are down in the description below, and let's conquer this jungle full of gorillas together.
Baby.
Crouching is really bad only in two scenarios. So the first scenario is crouching before you even shoot a single bullet out from your chamber of the specific gun that you're using. Crouching is really bad. You already peeked the enemy by wide swinging. You didn't do the crouch peek. You wide swung that enemy. And now you're fighting with this bot of iron enemy. If you crouch immediately before you even shoot the first 3 to 6 bullets out of your chamber, that is really bad. Because then you're losing the possibility of spread reduction and better recoil control. What do I mean by that? If you crouch immediately, from that point on, you're controlling your spray control and spread of your bullets with your mouse. Like you have nothing else in your pocket. If you initiate the spray and start spraying at the target while you're standing up, then we have the option to reduce our spread of the weapon and also to reduce our recoil by crouching down at that moment of time. It is really bad to basically immediately crouch as you're fighting the enemy in a clean 1 versus 1 gunfight, because you're losing a lot of options coming into the next gunfight. Like maybe for example, you will be fighting one enemy and then second enemy peeks you right after that one. And then you can do this type of movement. You kill first enemy while you're standing up, and because naturally your bullets are going so high up here, you can do this. And it's so easy to spray transfer with a crouch available at your disposal. Crouching in general is good. Like as I said, like whenever you lose the control of the weapon, like the bullets are going everywhere, crouch down. It will help you to reduce the spread of the weapon, to reduce the vertical recoil, and it will help you with a general like spray transfers. Crouching is also good to engage the enemies around the corners, to crouch peek the enemies from some positions, to hold the enemies on some positions while crouching is not bad, because what's happening then, you are reducing your headshot elevation point and you're fucking up with the enemy's crosshair placement. Ladies and gents, let's say for an example, you are playing on top of the B site on bind and you're holding this type of an off angle. On this position, it is not bad to crouch down and hold the angle like this, simply because when the enemy are engaging you here and they are clearing you on that position, maybe they will have the crosshair placement a bit higher above your head and it will be a bit harder for them to hit you. Crouching on these off angles and certain positions is not bad, and engaging the enemies like that. So whoever told you in your life that crouching is bad in FPS video games, like he is wrong. It is not always bad. In majority of the cases, it is a good habit. Disorient the enemy's crosshair placement to engage the enemies, to fight the enemies, reduce the spread of your weapon, reduce the vertical recoil of your weapon, reposition your crosshair, especially if the enemy crouches down. While you're fighting 1 versus 1, you want to crouch down as well. If the enemy here is fighting you and he does this, you want to try to mimic his movement, because it's gonna be much easier for you to reposition your crosshair exactly at his next head level after he crouched down. Whenever you get aim punched, enemies shoot you in the head, but you survive, like your crosshair goes BAM! BAM! Then it is not bad to crouch down and to reposition your crosshair placement and reduce the spread and vertical control of your weapon. The second time when crouching is absolutely horrendous, bad, when there is a chance that 2 enemies are gonna engage you in the same time. Whenever you're in a match and there is a chance that 2 enemies are gonna peek you or fight you in the same time, it is bad to engage those enemies or to fight those enemies while crouching down. At least the first enemy. 1 enemy is already here, and 1 enemy is running behind the second enemy. If you kill this first enemy while you're crouching down like this, you are 10 times easier target for the second enemy to be killed. You will have much harder time repositioning your crosshair onto the second enemy, and much harder time killing that second enemy as well. So that is why whenever I'm fighting more than 1 enemy, I try to stay away from crouching down as much as possible. If you're holding a position, let's say for example you're up here and for some reason you end up in the middle of this position like this, and you're fighting that 1 enemy there and you kill that enemy while you're crouched down, is you don't have time to reposition yourself behind the site. You're forced to take the second gunfight with a second opponent, because you became a killjoy turret on this position. You're not standing up and you don't have the ability to drop down at the back of this position. When 2 enemies are engaging me, that's how I would fight them. Like, no crouching down, I'm trying to burst down and spray down the first enemy, and then I'll try to kill the second enemy that comes behind that first enemy. And also, if this second gunfight that I'm taking with a second enemy is not going in my favor, I'll just take out my knife, drop down behind the site, go to the safety. I'm not a killjoy turret, I'm not a potato, and I have the ability to move around and be free and safe as a bird. I don't know where I'm going with this, sorry guys, like my English is horrible. Because I'm French, I play chamber, I'm a chambertan. Chambrero, chombrero, chambretanio. Chambretanio, chombrelo. Chombrero, el je t'aime, je m'appelle. Je m'appelle. Je t'aime, je m'appelle. Sorry guys, we're doing like Iron 1 to Radiant on live streams, and my brain is like melting already. So to summarize everything up, crouching is not bad. You should be crouching if you lose the spray control of your weapon, and whenever you lose the spray control of your weapon. It is okay to engage the enemies with a crouch peek mechanic around the corners. It is okay to crouch down to reduce the spread of your weapon and have a bit more consistent spray pattern. It is also okay to hold a certain off angles while you're crouching down, but it is extremely bad to hold the common positions while you're crouching down. So for example, holding this position while you're crouching down is very bad, because it is very easy to pre-fire this position and your head can be flying away, especially in the higher ranks. These type of positions should always be held by jiggling them, like going left and right, left and right, left and right. And then you try to fight the enemy with the first 3 to 5 bullets, and then you reposition yourself somewhere else. Unless you're playing jet or chamber, then you can kind of hold the angle like this without any problems, because we have the dash ability, we have the TP ability, and we can just escape that gunfight. The crouching is bad whenever you are crouching immediately as you take the gunfight with the enemy without even firing a single bullet out of your gun. Try to fix this mistake. It will cost you the life a lot of times, especially in lower elo where people have a terrible crosshair placement. Number 2, crouching is terrible when there is a chance that 2 enemies are gonna engage you or you are going to fight 2 enemies in the same time. When you're holding some angle or you're pushing some bomb site, try to stay away from crouching. If you crouch and you kill the first enemy, the second enemy is gonna have much easier time killing you, and you don't have the option to reduce the spread of your weapon, and your bullets are gonna go everywhere basically. If you want to improve in Valorant, I highly recommend you to hit that subscribe, join the Tricksters community, join me on my Discord server, join the Big Brain community. You can get coached by me in Valorant. Like, there's a lot of more tips and tricks that I need to share with you. We need to redo some of the guides and tutorials that I did like last year, like aim training, movement guide. Like, there's a lot of things changed in Valorant, and we will slowly be moving in that direction of teaching you guys again like how to play Valorant, how to reach higher ranks, and how to actually improve as fast as possible and as easy as possible in Valorant, so you can also reach Immortal, Radiant, or maybe become a professional esports player. Like, that is my wish. I just want to succeed. Like, woohoo! You're still here! Watching the video to the end. Good job. If you're a regular charlatan enjoyer, make sure to subscribe, leave a like and comment to boost your IQ and Tricksters community. It would help me a lot. Follow me on other social media, links are down in the description below. Share this video with your friends, family, other gorillas in the jungle, I don't care. Just spread the word about the Big Brain community, and I hope to see you in the next one. Cut, baby!